keeps rising. At first it was 7, then 19. Now Reuters, a news agency, reporting that 27 what would indeed seem like holidaymakers murdered on a beach in Sousse, which is a resort beach town in Tunisia. Tunisia is very close to Europe. It's a very popular place to travel, very cheap for Europeans to visit. Beautiful beaches, white sands, and we're seeing a lot of photos on social media of people lying in pools of blood on the sand in their swimsuits. We're also hearing eyewitness reports coming from various news agencies saying that people were barricading themselves inside their bathrooms, inside their hotel rooms, hearing rapid exchanges of gunfire. It is still a fluid, evolving situation. It would be an incredibly tenuous scene, really, for the police to try to contain, because there would be so many civilians running around, an absolute terror.
Extraordinary footage of the attack as it took place. Confusion and horror at what's unfolding. Hotel staff and tourists following the killer, Seifeddine Rezgui. And amid the chaos, a warning from the employee bravely filming. He moves towards the bar area. In the background, the killer, his machine gun clearly visible. He follows the gunman to the beach. As the gunman was on the loose, Angela Evans from King's Lynn was lying on the beach with her neighbour. Now back home, she relived her ordeal.
There was this man there, in black, just stood there with his huge gun, moving around all the people, shooting them, just killing, murdering.
Hello everybody, and thank you for joining us on this video. This footage I've sat on for a long time, wondering exactly how I will make it, and I think it's time I put it together. So looking at various destinations, we settled on Tunisia because they were openly promoting tourists to come back, and there were some really good all-inclusive deals to be had. So that begs the question, how safe is Tunisia? Well, this video is about our feelings and what we witnessed while we were there. This is quite raw because it only happened a couple of years ago. When we flew out to Tunisia, I actually was not very well, and I was hoping I would actually feel a little bit better as the holiday went on. But after a few days in bed, Emma got concerned and obviously called the doctor, and that was quite an interesting experience, which we'll talk about shortly. So that will excuse why I look like shit in this film, okay? So just please bear that in mind. But we wouldn't return back to Tunisia again. But there was just a vibe about it, a vibe about the streets, about what it looked like. But bearing in mind, this is only a couple of years after it happened, so this is why this is the way it is. The beaches are deserted, etc. But we spent New Year and saw in 2019 at this resort in Tunisia. This was one of our regular trips to the ATM and the pharmacy, but it gives you a good idea of what the town looks like and how decimated it is due to
Hi, you alright? Yeah. Right, we're going to the cash point machine. Yes? Machine? Okay. Yeah, you wait till, yeah? Fine.
Distributor.
Yes, ATM. Hello, it's me and Emma here, and we're in an authentic taxi, aren't we? Yeah. Yeah, it's a Opel Astra taxi with a great driver here who likes to drink vodka and Fanta and vodka and Coca-Cola and beer.
4 beer. 5 beer.
Finish. How many beers a night? How many beers? 5. 5 beers a night.
Yeah.
No drinking, driving.
6 beer now.
No drink, driving.
Madam. No. 5.
Five beers. 6. No. Oh, that's it. He likes to drink, he does. So I just thought I'd give you a little tour of our marble infested hotel. They're just sort of setting up for New Year's Eve, which is exactly what it is on this particular day. And you can see all of that set up there, and they're getting ready for that. It is really quiet there. It's just a vibe about it. There really is. I'm not sure if I even like this kind of architecture really of this. It's all that dark wood and all of that sort of thing. But anyway, this is all ready for tonight's festivities. And personally, because I'm not feeling that good, I'm not really up for the festivities, but I've got to drag myself down there and do what's got to be done, haven't I? But before tonight's major event, let's sit down with Emma while she has a coffee and let's sort of get our initial impressions of this place. So, obviously, you know, before this terror attack, do you think that the country was quite complacent, very quiet, and, you know?
Well, one thing even the rep has said to us is that for an Arabic country, Tunisia has almost a European feel in a lot of respects. You know, it's quite liberal, particularly, you know, being a blonde woman. There aren't any restrictions on what I can wear or where I, you know, what I can do here. Whereas in other Arabic countries, there would be most definitely places like Dubai and things. Obviously, you respect the religion and the culture and modesty. So I think Tunisia had a very, perhaps a laid-back holiday approach to the way that it ran resorts. And maybe they just never thought it would happen here, I think, and didn't prepare for it. That was their biggest downfall, I think, in terms of what happened. And it did. And the ongoing impact of that incident, and we've been told today that there have been other incidents since then in Tunisia, have been fairly devastating for this country. But as we'll discuss later, it can happen anywhere.
So you think it's a matter of complacency?
No, I think they were poorly prepared.
But having said
they
that,
just
though,
didn't think something like
but having said that, though,
horrendous could happen here.
The UK was very complacent in certain things, and we've tightened up security. So there's airline security.
Yeah.
There's things that had to change, but lives
isn't that life? When things happen, you learn from that, and you put in measures in place to,
you know what?
to try and prevent it from happening again.
It's as crazy. It's as crazy as having. It's as crazy as having a pedestrian crossing, a dangerous section of road, and 7 children dying before they get a crossing on the road.
Yeah.
It's the same sort of thing. A lot of people have probably been wondering what we're doing here. Well, we're on holiday, aren't we, for New Year? And probably wondering why I'd been poorly on holiday. Well, actually, I was
You were poor before we came.
I was poorly before we came.
So was
I had a bit of a... Well, I went out on a night out with Marcus and co, and for some reason, somebody gave me their germs, and I'd only just got over what was it I had?
You had the flu.
No, tonsillitis.
Oh.
Yeah, my tonsillitis.
And then you've come on holiday and got bronchitis.
Yeah. So great experience here, having to call the. So actually, unknown to me, Emma calls the doctor out
because he was sick. He was very sick.
Yeah, but I had a lot going on. I had a bit of infection in my finger, loads, and I was feeling really, really rough. I still am now. So yeah, being on holiday and feeling rough as well. So I haven't actually been out of the hotel room for days, have I?
To the restaurant.
Yeah. So anyway, we're here. It's New Year's Eve tonight, isn't it?
It is.
So we're only an hour ahead, aren't we, in the time difference?
So we'll get New Year before they will at home.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll get New Year. They'll get New Year before us, won't they?
No, we're ahead. An hour ahead.
Oh yeah, we are. So actually, when you're Happy New Year and all that shebang,
We'll have done it.
we'll have done it already. So let me show you. Hello there, it's Steve and Emma here, and we are in Tunisia, and we're on holiday in Tunisia at this hotel. What's it called, Emma?
Oceana.
Oceana by TUI, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saint-Simar Oceana.
Now, a lot of people might ask yourself, why have we decided to come to Tunisia over other sort of holiday destinations? And I think it's probably a valid question, that is, isn't it? As you know, a few years ago there was
I suppose the only real answer we've got is that it was somewhere we hadn't been, both of us.
Well, for you who don't know, a few years ago there was a terrorist attack on one of the beaches in Tunisia, which claimed the lives of a lot of British tourists, and subsequently I think it was the Home Office stopped holidays, etc., and travel here. Which again was a valid thing to do, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
And only this year they have decided that they will be bringing holidays back.
It's New Year's Day today. It's only the last since December, I think, the last month that British tourists have come back here.
Yeah. I mean, in this particular hotel, we're outnumbered by a lot of German and French here, isn't there?
Yeah.
So they've come back in the drones. So the question is, where is all of the English, and what is Tunisia like now to come to, and what is the economy of Tunisia like? happens if you're poorly or you need the doctor in Tunisia?
Well, obviously, you've had the flu back in the UK, and so have I, and then you weren't well over Christmas. Got to the time we were coming on holiday last Friday. I knew you weren't well, really. So we've been here less than 24 hours and we needed to call the doctor for Steve. So I spoke with the rep who organised it through reception, and I'm very glad to say that the doctor was here within about half an hour, actually. Did a very thorough check over of Steve in our room. Put me at ease, actually, because I was very worried about Steve and his chest and what was going on at the time. Diagnosed bronchitis and prescribed a few items. So then what happened, reception took the prescription, which had got 4 items on it. They sent a taxi because they said I shouldn't go. The taxi went to pick up the items, was back again within 20 minutes with Steve's prescription. The doctor charged me 70 dinar, which is 20 quid, and then about the same for the 4 items on the prescription, which again was about 20 quid. So £40 overall to see the doctor and get all the medication within an hour, which I thought was really, really good, and they were very, very efficient and very helpful about it, and the rep was too, which is obviously what you need to know if you should find yourself sick on holiday. So you've had a slow recovery since then, haven't you, really, with one thing and another, and I'm still a bit full of cold. We've been poorly for weeks, really. But yeah, so our experience of having to call the doctor in Tunisia was excellent, I have to say.
So, miles and miles of sandy beaches on Tunisia. Is it worth coming again?
I don't think I'd come in December again, quite honestly, because it's probably warmer back at home.
Yeah, but
it's not warm, it's cold.
The
But then we have had some days where it's been quite warm, but not today. Today it's rained all day, but then I am still wearing shorts, I suppose.
Yeah.
So
the question we have to ask ourselves, is it safe to come back to Tunisia? If you're British, is it safe to come back to Tunisia? I think it's pretty much lockdown, isn't it?
I would say if you are coming to a resort where you're going to stay in the resort and not do anything, then yes. I wouldn't walk around the cities.
So yeah, security is quite, security is quite heightened on the island, isn't it?
I suppose you're very aware of it the minute you get off the plane, actually.
So
the airport they're very thorough, aren't they?
So okay, you've got security on this beach. How much difference is this from the MEN Arena or the London Underground?
Yeah.
What's the difference? There is no difference. It's still a massive public area, and it just takes one person within all of those people to do something like that what happened here. So, I suppose we're more used to it.
So I suppose in terms of the hotel, they've put in measures, haven't they, to try and keep holidaymakers safe.
Yeah.
On the beach and in the hotel.
Well, that's our trip in Tunisia over and done with, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going home this morning.
So, what additionally have we learnt about Tunisia? Well, I think some of the initial reservations of people were, what you read in the press is about the security that on the initial attack that the people didn't react, the police didn't react quick enough, etc. But actually, when we've been out in the town, there's been lots of police checkpoints and stuff. So I think they're taking the situation very, very seriously, and security is a high priority here. Such as yesterday, security on the beach with binoculars, looking at what's coming up and what's coming down.
We did have a better look around yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah.
Particularly on the beach and at the 2 hotels either side of this one, which are completely derelict and kind of stripped out. we had a bit more of a look. And we had a long chat with the rep yesterday as well about generally what goes on in Tunisia. She's lived here for 13 years and she said she finds it okay in the area that she lives, which is very safe, but you know, there are places she doesn't go. And then we had a chat with a couple of other guys that work within the hotel last night, didn't we?
Yeah, I'm just trying to gauge the inside feeling of what it's like to live in this country.
Yeah. They both said that they were prevented from leaving Tunisia. To get out of the country is very difficult. I think one of the guys said that they could travel to Algeria if they should want to. He said, but why would we want to? It's no better there actually. So they stay in Tunisia because they can't leave. Some people have never left the country.
Yeah, I mean, just think if you've not got a job and you want a better life for yourself, you're prevented to do that. You're actually in incarceration.
Pretty much, they're prisoners here, aren't they?
Yeah.
And economically impoverished by what's been going on here. There's very little opportunity to have a better life, isn't there? Or for your children to have a better life. It's a very, very difficult place to live, I think.
I mean, there's issues with importing and exporting things, isn't there?
Yeah, it's very high taxes on things.
The country is in real trouble.
Yeah.
But don't let that put you off coming, because
No, I suppose we just wanted to scratch underneath the holiday surface, I think.
Yeah. And actually tell you guys who are maybe thinking of coming to Tunisia actually what it's really like here. And
okay then, well let's tell viewers what it was like as a holiday destination.
Well, let's just go through different things we've got. So our arrival was it wasn't a great welcome, was it? Really, it wasn't
I think that's just an airport. Airports are.
No, I mean arrival to this hotel wasn't great, was it?
Yeah, it was. They met us with drinks, didn't they? A drinks reception.
Well, I didn't think it was that welcoming compared to some places I've been.
Okay. Well,
right.
I think the staff have been lovely.
Yeah.
Actually, couldn't do enough for us.
Yeah.
But I think that's what you'd expect of 5-star, quite honestly.
We've had our problems here with rooms and maintenance and things like that, but
yeah, we've had to change rooms while we've been here.
Yeah.
These things happen, don't they? But again, they dealt with it very quickly, and we got a new room. And
it was a real inconvenience, and we did after ask to be compensated in a way, which was in way of a spa treatment for Emma.
Which also was really lovely.
Yeah. Food.
And I wish I'd done more of that while I was here.
I find the food more
the food?
European.
I'm pretty sick of the food, to be honest. It's been, I suppose it's a la carte, really expensive, nice food, but I've had enough. I think I've eaten less as the week's gone on. The novelty of the first couple of days where you can choose what you want was quite nice, but then after that you think, oh.
It does all end up being the same. If it's not the same, it's slightly tweaked.
It's turned into something else.
But I think, if you're going to want to welcome UK tourists, then you need to kind of think a little bit more about what they want to eat, because it is very German and French orientated.
Yeah, there was a lot of cheese for breakfast.
But having said, there's a lot of Germans here at the moment.
Well, now that's the other thing, isn't it? So what we were discussing with various people yesterday is that European tourists, so that's what they call them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Basically German and French tourists never stopped coming here after the terror attack nearly 4 years ago. They kept on coming, and in some ways that has probably kept what little bit of an economy Tunisia had got, kept that going. The question you've got to ask though is if that attack had happened
to their own people,
to German people, if 30 German people had died on a beach as a result of a terrorist, would they have stopped coming in the way that the British government took the decision to stop us coming? I think they probably would.
Yeah.
But they've just kept on coming anyway because it didn't happen to them, I think. Same with the French. But when things happen in France and Germany, we're not prevented from travelling there. Well, we might be after Brexit. You've got to ask that question. That's a whole new can of worms, isn't it? But yeah, they kept on coming to Tunisia. And, you know, maybe they benefited from very cheap holidays with no Brits. Maybe they liked it that way. I don't know.
Well, the Brits sometimes can lower the tone a little bit, can't they?
Well, we haven't, but some...
Well, I haven't seen I've not seen any rowdy Germans.
But this is a very exclusive hotel, so I think people are... And it's adults only, there's no kids here, which I think also sets a different tone, doesn't it?
So what about coming this time of year? What about coming here this time of year?
Well...
If you want a quiet break,
yeah,
and you're not really asked about the sunshine...
If you don't want to do anything for a week, and I mean anything, because there's nothing to do...
And bear in mind it is January.
It is now.
Yeah.
Then yeah, that's great. If you just want to lie by the indoor pool, because it's too cold outside... We did have some beautiful sunshine yesterday, but it still wasn't warm enough to lie in your swimsuit on the beach. The sea's too cold to go in. The outdoor pools are too cold to go in, even though they're heated. But this hotel has a beautiful huge indoor swimming pool with lots of lovely lounges, and it's so warm in there, it's beautiful. So that's where I've been most of the time.
And this time of year, the beaches, I mean, you've got derelict beaches either side. And when I mean derelict, I'm just talking rubbish strewn beaches.
Well,
I didn't find this beach too clean, really.
The beach is a victim of the plastic crisis, which is another topic, isn't it? There is a lot of plastic and a lot of litter washed up on the beach. You know, ring pools, 6-pack, 4-pack, those things that hold them together. Just general plastic waste. There's a lot of that.
You know, and I've been to other resorts where they are really on the rubbish bin and it's cleared away before you even get up. You know, so I wouldn't go as far as to say it's a 5-star beach.
No.
Really.
But, you know. So the beach, other than that though, the beach is nice. And I would imagine in July and August the beach is beautiful.
Yeah.
When the weather is nice, you want to
They
sit
probably
out
aren't.
there.
They probably aren't asked about it this time of year, really.
No,
So.
and the security guards look pretty bored out there. Sat out there for 10 hours a day waiting.
Yeah. The grounds are very nice.
The grounds are beautifully maintained. The palms are just stunning. So yes, in terms of the way it looks and the way it's cared for, it's immaculately clean. The housekeeping staff have been fabulous, haven't they? We've got a 10-foot bed. It's enormous.
So I want to ask you some
Which
questions.
has been lovely. Very, very nice.
I want to ask you some questions now with simple yes/no answers, okay? Okay. Do you feel safe outside of the hotel?
No.
Do you feel safe within the hotel?
Yeah, I would say. What about you?
Do you feel safe going on the beach?
Yes.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Okay. Do you feel security is adequate here?
I think, yeah.
Could someone just walk in?
Not through the front gate because there's security. It's locked. It's electric gates. Security guards are in a little hut on the gate, aren't they?
Yeah.
No.
Could somebody walk in off the beach?
They could, well, if they really wanted to, they could. That would be the way in. On the beach, they could.
Yeah. There's only one person on the beach. No?
There have been 2 on occasions when I've been there.
Yeah. I think you could. Personally, I think what would be a good idea is if the bottom gate was operated by your room card and the gate opened to the beach that way. Because at the moment, you could just stroll in. You know?
Well, okay.
Other than that, though, I think you know, it's worth maybe coming back.
All right, then you answer the same questions.
What?
Do you feel safe?
Yeah.
What about in the town?
Yeah, I didn't see. The thing is, I think that you because you're a woman, there was a lot of men there. It was very male orientated. It wouldn't, it wouldn't bother me. You know, as people.
I think it didn't help that somebody who actually works in the hotel had said to me that it's dangerous, particularly for blonde women, to go outside.
Maybe that was an exaggeration. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well,
I
there
can't
you
help
go.
the colour in my hair, can I? So,
Question is, the burning question, is Tunisia safe?
some of it. I wouldn't say all of it.
If you're confined to your hotel,
Personally,
if you're in the
if you're in
confined to
your
your
hotel and you don't go anywhere else, then I think you're all right.
But then that nutter with the gun, he was in the hotel walking through the corridors, so nowhere is safe, is it? Nowhere is safe.
I don't think you should call people nutters.
Well, what is he?
He was a terrorist.
Yeah, who'd gone a little bit nuts.
Anyway,
Okay.
back home today in about 3 hours.
Bye. Nutters.